today we have Roshini, who's written a beautiful book called The Visualized Love. Roshni, I welcome you to the podcast series for the youth of BriPublish. Can you please introduce yourself and talk about your book?
Yes, my name is Roshni, and I'm from Bangalore, and I also represented St. Joseph's University when I registered in BriPublish. So my book has been titled as Visualized Love. So it all starts with a young girl. Basically, she'll get her admission in St. Joseph's University, and then she'll be late to the class and while walking around in the campus, she'll just go to the parking lot and then she'll try to fix her hair in front of a car. And while her reflection reflects, and then she can see herself and then fix her hair right in front of a car. And that's when the hero, who's be sitting inside the car, is the main lead. His name is Advait, and the female lead is Shivani here. Okay, so he'll see her. He just starts to get interest in her, and then he look at her. But then, due to embarrassment, she'll just run away. But the only very specific thing that grabs his attention is her jacket. It's one of her. That jacket would be very visible to him, and it's called as Akatsuki jacket. It's from an anime called Naruto. So it will be very visible to him. So, and that jacket is actually one of the rarest jacket, and it's not very common. So that it would be very easy for him to identify in the campus. So yeah, and then he'll start to it keeps bugging him, and then he would go look for her with his friends, and then he'll find her, and then they somehow start to mingle after many days, many months, and the only thing that is there is that a mystery of Shivani here. Shivani is the female lead. There will be a door inside her room, a door inside her own room. So it lead to another room, basically. Every time Advait goes to her and then asks about the door, she just say that it's just a storeroom, and then she somehow manages it. But then they connect uh, through their pendant, a pendant which was made by Shivani. He wouldn't know that, but he'll somehow see it in the corridor, and then he'll pick it up. They'll just feel very belongingness when he sees the pendant, and then he just uses it as his lucky charm, and then when he finds out that it was Shivani's, he'll be very stunned, and at the same time his love for her increases a lot, and at the same time the bonding goes on. I'm just trying to keep it short, the story, because there's a lot in it.
Yeah,
And
you better not
yeah, about
reveal
the door.
the important, climax of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. There's this door, the door. It's the door. Everything revolves around the door, and everything just keeps on going. But then I just hope, while writing the story, I felt a lot. It was an emotional roller coaster. So Advait, the character's name has been. I never thought that it would be something very important to me, but when I chose the name, I had a choice between Advait and Avyukt. So I was choosing the names for the main lead. I just wanted a name which would start from the letter A. So I picked it up. I wrote the chit. I wrote it on the chit, both Advait and Avyukt's name, and then I prayed to God, and I just asked him to choose one through me, and then asked him to just let me bring one character to life. And then I chose Advait. Advait is the name that came. But when I realized the true meaning of that name, I was just there speechless, because Advait means universe, and the whole story of the thing that I wrote, the visualized love, it is all about universe. It's about us manifesting. The only description of the prologue, I mean, we can call it as prologue, right? The prologue that I try to write is that What would you do when whatever happens in your life has gone according to your imagination, whether your prediction or your manifestation? Is the title. I mean, is
Very
the prologue.
interesting. Very interesting. I am, in fact, I have a question here that the title itself says visualize love. So it is like as if somebody has already pre-decided about the events that are going to occur. So tell me this kind of a subject and choosing, like you said very interestingly, that you had two characters in mind, two names for your particular hero of the story, and how you
Yes, yes.
kind of used a tool of divination, that praying to the higher cosmic power and asking for a guidance. So tell me, I mean, it's very interesting at such a young age. You've written a subject like this, and the way you have connected the elements, different elements of the story. How was it possible? One. Secondly, is this your first book that you have written? And do
Yes, this is
you,
my first book.
oh, lovely. So, are you a lot into reading, and especially the magic door that you said, there is this mystery door. So, usually when we talk about love stories, they have one triangle. Either there's a triangle, there are three, four characters to the story, but you have got suspense also in it. You have there is a thrilling part also. There is something going the reader's mind to know what exactly is behind that door. Right, so how did you manage to have these elements, and how did you start your first draft? How did it all happen? How did it happen to you?
Okay, so basically, I am too much into universe. Okay, I don't know, there is something that is there about universe that I always, it just, there that keeps running inside my head, and then I just dwell into thoughts. What is, why are we here? What are we? What brings us here? And I keep trying to find my purpose of life. So, and I'm also into meditation, and I can assure that once I started I just realized that I didn't choose Advait, or I didn't pick it up on my own. Advait chose me. Something that was there in the universe chose me to come to this world and exist in real life. It might just be a fictional character, but I for sure know that whatever happened so far has been, the dots were getting connected. And yeah, I'm also not a person who read a lot in the past. I'm starting to read now, and I also haven't read much about fictional stories and fictional novels or romance novels. This is my first romance novel, and at the same time, I only read self-help books that I try to
True.
communicate to the book.
So true. I mean, I totally agree that we are frequencies in form of shape of a body. So I totally agree. I think your meditation has really helped you to make the draft so realistic, and probably because the emotions, the feelings that how you have depicted is all because you, that whole thing got created in a space where you are highly creative. So apart
Hmm.
from writing, as you said, this is your first book. What are your interests? What do you like to do, Roshni? Before writing this book, did you ever feel that you would become an author? You never.
Nope, I never thought that I would become an author. I just wanted to give it a shot, some app, just like we'll just post chapter by chapter. And then, yeah, I saw this. Then that's when I realized that there is something that is asking me to take this seriously. And there is a meaning behind all this that has happened. And yeah, and at the same time, I like drawing, and then thinking a lot. questioning everything about human existence. And I'd like to go to temple a lot. I try to communicate with God. The idol is just there. I just sit every Saturday. I'll just go there, talk to him. Whatever it is, whatever happened in the week or the whole week, I'll go tell. Even if it's boring, I'll just sit for like 15 to half an hour, sit, talk, come back. Because I know that but while writing the story, I felt that I had to distance myself from the people around me, and
Also,
it was not an easy task.
why did you feel that you needed that seclusion? Was it like to be able to put your thoughts across in a better manner? Or because sometimes when we are around too much of noise or people, this usually I've felt that you get these ideas, creative ideas, and the moment you write them, they're with you. But if you don't give much weightage to that, they just flow out of you. So was it like this whole journey of writing? Was it simple for you? One, when and how did you feel when you published your book? You know, from first draft to finishing it. Getting it proof read. Did you get any help from other sources, or how did you feel when you published it and you got your first copy in hand? What was the feeling?
I was clueless. I was like, look at this, look at this. Oh my God. I just sat there. I was like, okay, I did something useful. And I also realized that I have brought something into life that will be there even after I die, that has been immortalized, and it will still exist. My art will still exist in the world if I'm not there. And I felt that being around with people, I just didn't want to reveal about my work to anyone, because I just wanted to work in silence and give importance to my own thoughts. And while publishing, we had a deadline. I mean, I had a deadline of me like publishing it before December 31st, because I wanted to start this year with a new fresh start, new task. So
Wonderful, Roshni. I'm sure writing uh, something for the first time is very, very. Because I've also done little writing and may publish some short stories for children. So, tell me one thing that now that you've written your first book and it has come out very well. So, what is your now plan, next plan? I mean, do you want to experience another book? Do you feel if while you were writing, is there something that you felt writers can benefit from if they apply certain tools and tricks to their writing journey? Also, I want to know that how much has this opportunity of writing a book, what kind of transformation you have felt within yourself? I'm sure you're not the same person that you were when you started the book, and I'm sure there's so much which you must have benefited or experienced. So, can you share something related to that?
yeah, sure. So I I felt that I have improved a lot. While starting the book, my grammatical errors were too much, and my English, it was good, but they're not very bookish type. It's how it should be worthy enough in the book. It just wasn't like that. It was kind of immature. And within a few months of span, I realized that I had to change it. And then I sat, worked, and then my English improved. And I learned a lot while giving into this thing. And I also realized that Though writing was not my cup of tea, becoming an author was not my thing. Writing something that is there in my mind and bringing into existence something beautiful. We are more like an artist, right? You are like with patience, you're doing a lot, and my next plan is that I still haven't given a thought, but I'm pretty sure that I won't stop here. There is no other story that is there currently there in my mind, but I'm sure that I'll continue my journey with another book. Yeah,
So
so
true, yeah, because writing is one kind of expression, like any other art. Stories or storytelling is a form of expression only. So, Roshni, my question with you is that, of course, writing your first book and sharing your book with your parents and all that, it's changed you as a person, like you said, you're more confident. uh, Tell me what stops people to write, because you never thought of writing. You just got encouraged and you gave yourself a little time to think how to go on this journey of writing. Because it doesn't happen overnight, right? It's like doing any other thing that we are doing. So tell me one thing, what stops people not to write? I mean, what stops people to write? What kind of blocks a
uh,
writer or maybe a person feels that they're not able to put across a story which could be very, very meaningful for somebody who reads it?
very good question. I actually wanted to talk about this. The thing is, what stops an author from writing, what stops a person from writing is that a thought where we feel that what are we doing it for? Are we getting something in return? Is the time worth it? Whatever we are doing, will it get recognized? Do you think it will be proper, and at the same time, our time and effort would be deserving? Would we get a proper recognition? And sometimes we just feel unworthy or something, that whatever we are doing is for, we are just pouring a water into a drain, a mug of water into a drain, and the drainage, it's like waste of time. I have felt that personally. I wanted to stop writing because I was like, what am I doing in life? There are people dying there, and here I am writing a romance novel. And I mean, I just wanted to stop writing, but I continued because I always wanted to push myself to a good extent. Most of the people stop writing is because they just feel disinterested and don't want to carry it, and feel that whatever the time that they are putting into is just a waste of effort, waste of time, and that they are not gonna get proper recognition, the lack of confidence. Me making it till here has been a blessing, and something has been pushing me, and that I realized. And when I realized that BriPublish has come to me for a reason, and I have to do it. I have to finish what I have started. So that's how I ended up completing the story.
Lovely. Because mostly I've seen people writing a book, they start a draft, but they never publish it and just lies there. So thank you so much, Roshni, for this beautiful conversation. There's so much that I have learned from you. Just last bit where you said you this question was in your mind and this question wasn't in my mind, but how you manifested it to, come through me. So wonderful. I think you have really written a beautiful book, and I want to congratulate you for that. And I wish we do another podcast soon with you with your new, published book. So
Mhm.
on this note, I'll wrap up today's session. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you.